So today we'll understand about the seven body system and how it is linked to Kriya Yoga. Yesterday you all read my post on Kriya Yoga and a lot of you were very happy and maybe even eager to know more about it. Okay. So basically we have discussed the seven body system before and we'll revisit this concept of seven body. I don't know whether Sachin had attended that session or no. So we think that we are our physical body, okay, because that is what we are closest to, that is what we watch day in and day out. हमारा association, हमारा भी कहीं जो भी कहते हैं कि हमारा attachment, that is so much with the physical body, so much so that we identify ourselves with physical body, with the form. Okay, so this form is called Alpa, this form is called Sachin, this form is called Anvita, our name, the way we look, the way our physical presence is, all that is so much important to us कि इसको कुछ होता है, हमारे नाम को कोई कुछ कहता है या हमारे फिजिकल बॉडी को कुछ होता है तो वी फील दैट फिनिश आवर एंटायर एग्जिस्टेंस इज काइंड ऑफ थ्रेटन. But as we start walking on this path, we start realizing that there is much more to our existence than just the physical body. Okay. So, because this is so close to us, this is what we can see, we can understand, we can associate. That's why we feel that we are our physical body. But actually, we exist in seven layers. The second body is our pranic body. Okay. So the energy that we experience, the movement of the energy that we experience, that is the pranic body. And now with doing all these exercises, you started to experience your prana. You started to experience your, so that is the second layer. Okay. So to be able to get better control over your physical body, you have to go to the second layer and strengthen your pranic body. From the pranic body, it is much easier to control your physical body. The third layer is your emotional body. So your emotions have control over your prana and your physical body. So if your emotional body is disturbed, you don't have control over your emotions, then every time you feel anger, every time you feel hatred, jealousy, insecurity, all the low emotions are going to eat your energy. So it depletes your energy body and thereby it depletes your physical strength also. So when you have control over the third layer, that is you are in perfect control of your emotions, then your pranic body gets strengthened and also your physical body gets strengthened. This is the most difficult aspect because we are so much governed by our emotions, gross or subtle, whatever, all the time that's going on in the background. And you find it very difficult to control, especially when you are unwell, when you are low, everywhere around there is such negative atmosphere. That is the time it is a real challenge. Keep your head up and have perfect control over your emotions. But if you can have access to your third body, that is emotional body, and have control, then your lower two bodies will get strengthened. Next comes your fourth body, the fourth layer, that's your mental body. So your intelligence, your mental thought, that is higher than the emotion. And that's why people who are strong minded, who are rational, they don't get easily carried away with the emotions. Okay? So your mental body, so that's why when women generally they are more emotional type, by men they say that they'll more think rationally. Okay. So if your mental body is strong and you have the clarity, you are able to control your emotions, then you get control over your emotions, your other two layers, that is energy body and your physical body. Now, higher than the mental body is your causal body. It is also called the karmic body. Whatever acts you have done in the past, maybe few days back, few months back, few years back, in your childhood or even in your previous lifetime, all those acts that you've done, the karma which are known, they are stored in the causal body. That's the real controller of your destiny. That is the reason all of us experience that. Even my mind is very strong, my thoughts are very strong, and I'm wanting to go all out to be able to achieve things in life. But somehow something happens, something pops up, either on health issue or somebody at home or some loved one or relationship issue or at workplace, or if not anything around us globally, nationally, whatever is happening. So we feel so constricted, we feel so restricted, and we feel that everything is just fate, नसीब है, लक फैक्टर होगा तो हम अपने हिसाब से कर पाएंगे, लक फैक्टर नहीं है. So we kind of resign ourselves to the power of the fate or luck, okay? Because that's your karmic body, and that is something which you had done many years back or many lifetime back, when you didn't have all this knowledge, when you didn't have all this understanding. So in ignorance, you troubled somebody, you cheated somebody, you kept on doing something or the other, and that has created a big chunk in your causal body, in your karma. And that keeps on prompting your other. So it is said, according to the karma, you will get the thought process. According to that will be your emotion. Accordingly, your energy body will be disturbed and the physical manifestation is happening. So, about people who get cancer or people who get some very irreversible diseases. So, just give you an example. One of my patient, he had lung fibrosis. It was a very bad progressive. He was a very kind of strong-willed person. He wanted to fight it out and very dominating too. Okay? And this pattern I have seen with people who have this lung fibrosis. So they are extremely dominating and close kind of person. Okay. So this man, he wanted to explore everything else. So he met Guruji also. He got his Akashic record done. Just wanting to find out that I'm doing everything right, following the diet, I'm following the exercise, I'm taking all the medicines that Dr. Alpa is saying, but somehow, somewhere, still I'm not able to. In fact, my health is going down. So his past life records also Guruji saw, and I could see in this life also that he was extremely dominating person, so dominating that everyone has to behave according to him, and he would like to control. And if people didn't behave according to him, he would literally, stifle that person. So he was actually suffocating people with his behavior. So with that, this lifetime, he got a disease where he's suffocating, he's deprived of oxygen, he's deprived of, the prana vayu, because he had been doing this to other people. Okay. And it was the grip of his destiny was so strong that every time some improvement is happening, his karma would pop up, he'll get some wrong thought, and suddenly he will stop coming to me, he'll stop taking medicine, he'll try something different, just trying to do on his own, and then again fall back. So we tried all possible ways. We tried to introduce spirituality, gave him rehabilitation, medication, everything, but he would keep falling back. Okay. So which means that grip of your karma is so strong that you need to do something extraordinary to be able to come out of this. Okay. So beyond the causal body, the sixth layer, that is your spiritual body, that is your real self or your higher self. And your spiritual body has all the right wisdom. It is pure, it is clean, it is not contaminated. If you are able to get access to your spiritual body and remain settled there all the time, you get access over your other five bodies. That is your karmic body, causal body, mental, emotional, pranic body, and your physical body. So the idea is, how do you get to that level? And how do you remain settled in that level? Okay. And Kriya Yoga is one such process which will help you to get access to that level. How do you get it? There are people who are already walk that path, who are already settled into that state, into very high energy level. They have not only purified their own six layers, but they have the ability to purify and help others also peel off their burden of all these layers. And so the first important thing in Kriya Yoga is surrendering to the master. So finding the right master, surrendering to the master, and then the master will initiate into the Kriya Yoga. So that is called Kriya Diksha. The most important part of Kriya Yoga is not the process, not the research, not the scientific understanding, but surrendering to the master and getting initiated into Kriya Yoga. So once you surrender yourself and you get connected with the master, express your gratitude, master will initiate into Kriya Yoga, give you Diksha, then this process is done. So in this process, you are taught this pranic, how to get access into your prana, how to do this Kriya breathing, the coordinated breath, whereby your physical body gets aligned with the pranic body. And then when you are doing the Kriya, actually it's a process like churning happens, like how you put your clothes, dirty clothes into the washing machine. When the churning happens, all the dirt which is settled into it, even the old dirt or dirt which has got crystallized into it, if you move it enough number of time, all that dirt will come out and then it will get washed away. Similarly, in all our layers, we have collected so much of garbage. Kriya Yoga, actually the process of churning it up and its surfaces, including your karmic blockages, including your karmic dirt that you have collected. And then when you do the meditation, that karmic baggage starts to get cleared off. And that is actually a process. So when first time I met Guruji in 2011, and in 2012 I got initiated into Kriya Yoga. That time I used to do it in the ashram. I got initiated, and this time when I did it, it's such a experience that some big block has been removed from my path, and I'm able to drive at full speed on a highway. That kind of energy surge was experienced. So later on, it was not possible to do it in the ashram, so he started doing it in his Tao center. And we did few sessions at Fortune. Then now, in past 2 years, because the pandemic started, we all started feeling bad that how do we initiate new people into this process. This is a fundamental of ours is a path of Kriya Yoga, the fundamental course. So then Guruji is extremely, what you say, very uh, technology savvy, and he knows how to adapt to the changing time. And Guruji and Guruma both they designed this online course of Kriya Yoga, which we did, and the recorded version was created. To our great surprise, it was equally effective, equally powerful, and even initiation are happening online. Some of you have attended this course. Neela Madam, I think, enrolled for this recorded version, and he did it, and also the live session. So they do live session, few live session for giving Kriya Diksha, and extremely good feedbacks we've been getting from people. So what we actually documented in the research, that people's physical health was improving, all the subjective parameters were taken. 8 weeks of sadhana, Kriya Yoga, and then pre and post. So physical level, people improved. Their emotional level, there was improvement in the scores. Psychosocial level, there was improvement, and environment. And most important thing that we found, now all these are subjective feelings. So in the scientific studies, subjective things are given less important because people get biased sometimes. People get biased and start feeling the feel good factor is there. But what we found, objective level, that one area in the brain, area 23, that improved, or the activity at area 23 improved, which means that this is the area which becomes active when you are coming out of anesthesia, when you are coming out of the comatose state. But what does it mean for a person who is alive, not comatose, not under anesthesia? It means for people like you and me that when your awareness level is increasing from the present state of awareness, that area becomes active. This area also becomes active and your memory becomes very sharp, and the interconnectedness between different parts of your brain is much heightened when this area is active. Your mood is happy, your communication is better, you are able to retrieve all self relevant or the information which is good for you, you are able to process it. This is that area. So, which is probably if you use this Kriya Yoga in a way, uh, it should be in right proper way. You can get this result, and it's also said that people who have got history of dementia or Alzheimer's in the family, if they start doing it at earlier stage, they will be able to prevent to getting into dementia or Alzheimer. So, so I think this was very path-breaking research that we could document this, and for sure when we presented this, it got the award, it got published in the journal. A lot of people have read it. But the point is, the research is good as a starting point, but the real research is the inner research. So you should be learning this process, doing the research within. That's what is going to give you the real results. This is our experience with Kriya Yoga. So you all are blessed that you have access to this. That somebody is able to teach you. You have live masters, Guruji and Guruma still available. These processes have been mentioned in our ancient scriptures in Gita. But the modern time, people did not know how to get access. You cannot go to Himalayas and live there and do it. But very much living here in the society, doing your household responsibility also, it's possible for you to reach the height of that spiritual experience. And which is what makes it so acceptable for the modern man. Okay.
The seventh layer.
Hmm?
The seventh layer.
Yes. Mine also wants to know more. Yeah, Dil mange more. What is the seventh layer? Can anybody tell me?
Soul.
Hmm?
Soul.
Nirvanic body.
Nirvanic body. So what's
Atma.
the importance of seventh layer, Kiran? Hmm? Yes.
Importance of Nirvanic body.
Why did I not mention the Nirvanic body?
No.
See, Nirvanic body is dissolution. So when you are alive, you are very much into the form. When you get enlightened, you still remain in the form, and at the time of the death, you dissolve and become one with the existence. That is the dissolution. That is Nirvanic body. So this first six layer को तो हम access करें. Nirvanic is at the time, but what if you have done all these processes and reached to that state that all your six body are completely clean, purified, then you are able to get into that nirvanic state at the time of death, at the time of leaving your body. Okay. Till then, very much all the six layers are available to you. As for next year, we'll be working on each one layer. When this Kriya Yoga workshop is available online, so those you can, I mean, you should make use of all this technology, all the processes which is available to you and grow in it. So many years we have invested in our education, in our careers, in what all things. So even now, 80% of your time we are investing into this. Some time you can give for higher learning, and this is something which is going to go with you even after death. So how much time, talent and energy and money we are able to invest into higher learning. All right, now let's do the kriya and experience enough of understanding now. Real understanding is the experiential understanding. Okay? The intellectual understanding is important. Otherwise, you'll go on doing and you won't understand what you are doing, what you are experiencing. So the further progress doesn't happen. So intellectual understanding, experiential understanding, go next step, then more intellectual, more experience. Likewise, you should go up and up in spirals.